live in a participatory democracy that the way in which we engage in that is through voting. But unlike the suffrage movement, which was fighting for the right to vote, we have the right to vote, and yet some people choose not to vote. It's an interesting decision to make. And I do find it interesting that people will say that they decided not to be part of the voting process, when I think the very fact that you don't vote means you were part of the voting process.
We can be very disappointed or disillusioned with the fact that the vote does not deliver as much as we want it to. It does not seem to bring substantive, radical transformation to society. We may be cynical at times about what the vote brings, but I think if anybody took away somebody's right to vote based on gender or race or ethnicity or any other factor, we'd all be in the streets protesting.
In the issues of suffrage, women at that time were very aware of what not having a vote meant. I think we need to think about what that would mean for us as Canadians. But what we can learn from the suffrage movement, what we can learn from the women in the suffrage movement, is their perseverance. I think that's the thing that we can take away the most. So hundreds of petitions over decades of activism to try to get the vote, to try to make change. And eventually it did happen.
I think that suffragists had very high hopes about what the vote could deliver. And they did keep at it in the 1920s and 30s and after, trying to get reforms passed. But they were also somewhat disappointed that the vote really didn't deliver substantial equality that they had hoped for. That may not be a good reason not to vote. But our political rights are not simply about voting either. There's many other ways in which women have organized in society beyond the vote to try and affect social change.
But to persevere and force particular governments to be accountable to citizens because they know that you will not vote for them the next time, and persevering on those issues that you feel are so important that define Canada. And this is an important issue today. Really important for us to make these decisions now about the kind of government we want. The kind of government that we elect will be governed by the people that we vote for. So get out and vote.